Third time lucky, but perhaps more like third time fucky, is Woodysgamertag. Real name, Matthew Woodworth. AKA, hey guys, it's Woody, the unexceptional gamer here. So tell me, ejaculation issues, do you have any? Who I personally consider to be the slimiest of the bunch. Possibly even the worst, with White Boy in second place in fact, for reasons you'll be finding out very, very soon. Just listen to the guy's voice for a second, and tell me whether or not it makes you want to scrunch your face up from the sheer irritation and seediness as it wipes its feet all over the cilia of your ears.
Hi, I'm Woody, and I play video games, upload every day. A lot of times my uploads are Call of Duty, but sometimes I mix it up and upload other games too. More often than not, the video's not even about the gameplay. It's about having a good time, forming a community. It's over 1 million subscribers strong now.
Yep, face well and truly scrunched up. His crimes? Just like the previous two commentators, Woody loves the monies and the sense of power that comes with his job. He loves the monies, he loves the sense of power, he loves the likes, he loves the favourites, he loves the subscribers. Not the subscribers, i.e. the people themselves, just the sheer number he's managed to rack up over the years through his manipulation and many sordid devices. But here is where the line is drawn in comparison to the others. It's not so much what he does to gain as opposed to earning those likes and favourites and whatever else it is that makes him unquestionably the slimiest of the bunch, but more in the vein of what he uses. Who he uses. Still not sure what I'm going on about? I'll tell you. Woodysgamertag uses his own family as his main money-making device. Okay, I'm going to stop myself there and interject with something. The fact that Woody's wife, also the mother to their two children, aka the two biggest non-consenting revenue streams of the four, Jackie, is any one of three very specific things. She's either incredibly naive, she's very stupid, or she has simply adopted the same views as her husband and dropped her morals faster than a nun who has just seen an erect penis for the first time. Take your pick, people. Here is where the similarities start showing again, in that Woody prefers screwing people over directly, namely, children who don't know any better. And here's where the similarities die, namely, his own children. His own children, that is, his daughter, because his son is unable to, if you weren't already aware, as I'll get into in a second, have stated on numerous occasions that they'd rather not be filmed every hour of the day, only to be dismissed by Woody under the guise, well, more of an excuse, that they, and this is a direct quote from the bastard himself, enjoy being on the web. They don't. They really don't. But it appears that they don't have much of a say in the matter, because I'm guessing that that would make Daddy mad, wouldn't it? That's fucking disgusting, man. Oh, and get this. When people start bad-mouthing said children, saying things that would, in any other case, cause alarm bells to start ringing in the heads of parents who actually give a shit about their kids, what does Woody do? He'll have a little rant about it, as anyone else would do, sure, most likely in the form of a video which he'll entitle something along the lines of "Proud parent, leave my kids alone, haters," to keep the vicious cycle running and the views coming in and whatnot, but following this, still refuses to make even the slightest effort to keep them out of the public eye, for he appears to value the views of the video more than the well-being of his own children apparently. That is fucking stupid. You are stupid, you sad excuse for a parent. What are you trying to do to them? Make them as fucked up as you are? Jesus. Believe me, you are going the right way about it, old man. Oh, and also on the topic of you flipping out over it, but doing nothing to quash the issue, Woody, listen to me. If you are going to broadcast your personal life all over the internet for the entire world to see, you have to be fucking retarded not to expect any so-called haters amongst the crowd, especially when you broadcast the lives of your 9 and 13-year-old son and daughter, the former of whom you've used as some kind of sick fairground attraction and money-making tool because he suffers from autism, and whom you've used as the subject of numerous videos of yours over the years, despite the fact that the poor boy probably doesn't even realise what's going on half the time. I, personally, received plenty of hate, but actually oodles more positive response from those White Boy 7th Street and X-Jaws video that I did. But what did I do in response to the hate, as any non-dickhead person would do? I listened to them. I listened to what they had to say. I took note of their statements and opinions, and if they were wrong, pretty much all of whom were, then I would explain to them exactly where they clearly had no idea what they were talking about. But me. I was sarcastic as a motherfucker where it was deserved as well, but hey, you gotta give as good as you get, right? But anyway, as for the latter of whom, your daughter, Hope, well, she's actually grown very wise of and defiant to her daddy's actions and intentions over the span of his career. But more on that a little later, dear viewers. So, why does he do it? For the views! It's obvious. He's very well aware of the fact that people love seeing into the personal lives of big YouTubers, and he has coined in on this one big time by doing the unthinkable and using, yes, I'm going to say it again, his own children for this very purpose, despite their stated on numerous occasions aversion to such treatment. That's not to say that they dislike being on camera all the time, because, come on, you know what kids are like. Whip out a video camera and 9 out of 10 times they'll have no problemo acting up for it. And, of course, in terms of the context in which some of those videos take place, the children are clearly enjoying the activities, while still completely oblivious to the fact that there's a lens capturing their every move that's soon to be uploaded to YouTube for millions of people to see. That's fine, but just not all the time, dude, okay? Honestly, I cannot overemphasize enough that Woody, like some sort of sick overzealous freakazoid, is the sort of guy who'll grab his video camera, run upstairs and burst into his kid's room like, "Ho-ho! Hey Hope, what you doing, baby? Smile for the camera while I record you laying on your bed reading a magazine. So, what you doing? Say hello to YouTube and don't forget to ask for likes and favorites. Ho-ho!" Well, I guess she got sick and tired of this after a while, because that same daughter, yes, his own daughter, someone who benefits personally from her father's success, exposed him, whether intentionally or through complete and utter innocence, for the money-hungry little whore that he is, during a now infamous live stream by exclaiming pretty damn confidently, "The point of this live stream is to show we can make money while sitting and watching TV," before being silenced by a clearly flustered Woody, who then audibly whispers to her, "Don't say that," during which the family, the Gamertags as Woody has dubbed them, sat on their sofa watching movies on Netflix. In fact, why don't you take a gander for yourselves?
The point of this live stream is to show we can make money while sitting and watching TV. There we go.
That's what someone said?
That's what I said.
It was a comment. They were like, Woody's figured out how to make money watching TV. And it's like, living the life.
What's the... what?
There it is, people. The truth. From the inside. You go, girl. You motherfucking go. Good on you. Now, I know what you're all thinking. Why in the heck would anyone want to watch people watch movies? Truth is, Woody has an affiliation of some kind with Netflix that involves the company paying him in money and other little goodies to promote the service to his viewers. He also has affiliations with various companies whose wares he promotes in the descriptions of his videos, etc. For the very same reasons, including Scuff Gaming, who make controllers, gamer glasses and stuff like that, Gamer Grip, which is, in other words, anti-lube for extra controller comfort, Control Freaks, how appropriate, even though those things are actually amazing. And, if you can remember back to the closing statements of the White Boy 7th Street video that I did, EA paying him, White Boy 7th Street and T Martin to promote Battlefield 3 and the game's DLC. Not because they give a single shit about the game to begin with, but yeah, I've said all this already. Take a couple of seconds to scroll through the list of his videos and a clear pattern begins to emerge. What does it mean? More money, and money talks. Simple as. Sound too preposterous to be true? I only wish it were, dear viewers. So, what came of some of the original videos of this epic event before duplicates were made and multiplied faster than a calculator with sticky keys? Yep, more on this subject later. And yes, that calculator joke sucked big time, I know, I apologise. Oh, but the embarrassment didn't stop there. Oh no. Around the time of that very same incident, during another episode of Watch with Woody or whatever the fuck it's called, Woody's son, Colin, who as I mentioned earlier suffers from autism and so doesn't always understand everything that's going on around him, proceeded to, for want of a better description, jack off one of the family dogs live on camera for a good 10 seconds before being scolded for doing so. My point? Had Woody actually taken the time to be a proper dad for once during his career and engage in activities that don't involve people watching you and your family sitting on a sofa watching movies, I know, it never gets old, it's fucking preposterous. Like painting, drawing, playing cards, maybe having a little chit chat with each other, etc, etc, then maybe stuff like your son wanking off the family dog wouldn't happen, right? Right. It's not going to happen though, is it? No. It's never going to happen. Oh, and believe me when I tell you this, you are privileged to be watching this video, everyone. Did I really just say that? Why, yes. Yes, I did. Oh, no. I'm not saying it like that. No way. No fucking way, man. Fuck that. But rather, for the fact that if you are watching this video right now, it means that it hasn't fallen victim to yet another one of Woody's trespasses. Actively asking, well, more like telling people to report and flag any content bad-mouthing him because he just can't handle the criticism, better known as the truth. So, you, yourself, Woody, have the freedom to give sex advice to adolescents, something we'll get onto shortly. The arrogance to ask people to donate money to your PayPal account so that you can take a man-cation, even though you have over 30 grand in said account, make entire videos of yourself detailing the latest Call of Duty patch, even though all you're actually doing is repeating the same patch notes officially released by the developers sometime before, with, from what I gather, the almighty David Vonderhaar himself making a fool of you for doing so. And, get this, tell the audience of your live stream to shut the fuck up and call them fucking idiots because they're complaining about your audio setup being screwy, as they can only hear you through one speaker, even though it's your own fault. But everyone else is denied the right of freedom of speech because you and only you don't like what they have to say about you. Maybe you need to shut the fuck up, fucking idiot. Hey, give Woody an inch and I guarantee he'll take a motherfucking bridge's worth, especially where personal and national tragedies are concerned. Just picture that smug, smarmy, gormless, dead behind the eyes face of his, leaning into the microphone, reading about a shooting or a murder or something terrible happening to somebody in the YouTube community from a typically poorly researched fact sheet or something. Doesn't stop him from making videos of himself firing assault rifles though, does it? But then again, hey, I can't exactly talk now, can I? I mean, I'm reading what you're listening to right now from a script. But at least I'm correct and actually care about you lot. Really, I do. This is a man with absolutely no regard for anything or anyone. He's a fucking cancer. Yep. There isn't a single shred of doubt in my mind that this very video has been flagged by his flock for hateful content or whatever you could possibly call it. But honestly, I couldn't care less. If it gets removed, I'll just upload it again. And again. And again. And again. And if that doesn't stop them, well, I'll call in some backup if you see what I'm getting at. Right, so let's follow things up with the obvious. And no, I'm not referring to obviously Jesus, because I'm not going to glorify someone who makes threats towards children, however empty they may have been, but rather that infamous $500 shout-out scandal that started off something of a domino effect on Woody's reputation ever since. For the unaware amongst us, the deal with this $500 for a shout-out thing initially erupted one fateful day when the Yoush network owner, Big Snacks, discovered upon having a little read through his Twitter feed, hey, that rhymes, that someone, apparently a 17-year-old, though the ages of 13 and 15 have also been bouncing around, but, you know, who knows for sure, had tweeted Woody with a rather intriguing statement. I sent an email to your business address, or something to that effect. A teenager sending an email to a person's business address sounds a little iffy, wouldn't you agree? Well, Big Snacks thought the exact same thing, and so got into contact with this person, asking him what the deal was and, you know, whatever else, because like any of us out there, he had every reason to be suspicious. And oh man, did it all come pouring out. According to the teenager, he had paid Woody the almighty sum of $500 for a single shout out in one of his upcoming videos, and that was the deal that they had going under Woody's terms. Huh? Oh, Woody, or Mr. $500 for a shout out because I'm a candidate for YouTube Businessman of the Year award in this context. What in the name of all that is holy were you thinking, man? Not only accepting the $500 from the kid in the first place, but actually telling him the terms of the shout out, as opposed to advising him to do something a little more, you know, logical with the money, or maybe even advising him to not even bother putting the effort that he was going to into earning that money in the first place. You do realise that a 17-year-old, or however the fuck old he was, it doesn't matter about the age, it's the fact that you did it anyway. A 17-year-old probably had to mow lawns, clear driveways, do frog knows how many days worth of household chores, and dip into whatever savings he could spare to equate to that amount, therefore depriving him of whatever pleasures in his life, and all because of your own greed. You do realise that, don't you? Dude. Just dude. Blows my fucking mind, the audacity of some people. That's practically the equivalent of asking for a receipt after making a donation to charity. Fuck. The kid could have bought shitloads of online advertising space, or, not that I'm cool with this in any way, shape or form, but it still makes a valid point, gone down the route of buying an enormous amount of botted views, likes and subscribers with that money, but instead you were totally content with him lining your pockets for a 5-second shout out that, in the end, didn't actually happen. Definitely for the best. Needless to say, actually I already said it, but whatever, he didn't get his shout out, but at least he got his hard-earned money back from the claws of evil. Still doesn't redeem your slime-infested soul, Woods. Not in the very least. Personally, I wouldn't think twice about saying, sorry, no, not doing that to someone, anyone, who offered to pay me an amount of money to give their channel a shout out, because chances are I'm probably not even going to like the stuff on that channel, and second, I simply couldn't live with myself if I ever did that. I've mentioned a couple of channels in my videos over the course of its existence, sure, but that's only because I actually like those channels, and most definitely not because I was asked or paid to do so, because yeah, that shit ain't ever gonna happen. Anyway, moving on. Remember the big drama started off by Wings of Redemption sometime last year when he tweeted that he was depressed and having suicidal thoughts and ending it all and all that bullshit, because, you know, that's what it was essentially. Nothing more than a feeble attempt at bringing some attention to both himself and his ever-dying channel. That is a beautiful example of Woody's snide and control-freakish, power-hungry nature. Observe. I won't go into the details of the discussion itself because I'm saving that for the next video wherein the subject will be Wings of Redemption himself, but in terms of Woody's involvement, as the discussion wore on during the Bad Kid podcast, Woody casually promoted himself from mere participant who, in all honesty, didn't even need to be there in the first place, but, you know, I guess he wanted the attention, promoted himself from mere participant to the position of what can only and best be described as a bear-baiting talk show host, kinda like Jeremy Kyle, sitting both sides of the argument in each hand, watching things unfold as a result of his occasional interjections as the faux peacekeeper of the affair. Are any of you guys and girls familiar with the select player skeleton from Golden Axe? Yeah, it was just like that. Fucking dickhead. It was very kind of Woody to stick up for his friend in his time of need, in his time of need, sure, but that didn't stop him from ripping the guy out of quite literally tens of thousands of dollars for his participation in the weekly Painkiller Already, better known as the PKA podcast, the majority of which goes directly to Woody and co-host FPS Russia, with maybe a couple of $100 per year, if that, going to Wings himself now, did it? I guess he just forgot to mention that minor detail for all those years. In the eyes of Woody, if you're not in his little clique, serving and sharing the exact same views as him, then you're a no one, and your opinion doesn't matter one iota. He's the king of the castle and all that crap. Now, to my knowledge, and you might be surprised to hear this one, Woody hasn't abused the whole giveaway thing to the extent that the others have. He has done giveaways in the past for things that his sponsors have winged on over to him, but they've been kept relatively unhoard, if you will. They were still done to boost his stats and all that, but, you know, I say that Woody gets a green flag on this one. That's one thing in his favour at least. Give yourself a thumbs up for that one, Woody. And now for something completely, handing you over to the next paragraph. Giving sex advice to children on his podcast, as well as full-blown, no pun intended, sex advice videos for that very same audience and then some. As I said in the first part of this video, Woody will freak out about anyone hating on his own children, though he doesn't seem to take the same stance when it comes to other people's children, especially when he's discussing sex with them for some reason. Now, I'll spare you guys and girls the specifics because anything related to willingly giving such in-depth unnecessary sex advice to those whose bedtimes don't usually exceed the 10 PM mark is fucking repulsive and downright creepy, but he still goes on doing it anyway because they're some of his most popular videos, thanks in no small part to the eyebrow-raising titles that he gives them. Seriously, if your daughter Hope came up to you one day and asked you for sex advice, you'd slap her upside the head and send the girl to her room for asking such an absurd, unnecessary question, wouldn't you? Didn't stop you from making a video entitled Hope's Future Sex Life though, did it? Ugh. Oh, but it's fine when it's some kid from the internet who you've never met before though, right? Fucking sicko. And I can guarantee that those previous statements will receive backlash from the YouTube community in the form of he's giving valuable sex advice to 12 and 13-year-olds because he wants to make sure that they don't get a girl pregnant, get pregnant themselves, or catch sexually transmitted diseases during these times of their lives. They shouldn't be having sexual intercourse at that age in the first place, you fucking numbskulls. Can't you see that? Jesus. And Woody, you're not exactly helping the situation by giving them the advice, are you? You're practically telling them that it's okay to have sex at that age, that there's nothing wrong with it, and they should go ahead and have all the underage sex that they want because a man on YouTube said so. Fuck off. Once again, it all comes down to the amount of views you gain and the money you make, only you're taking it way too far and completely out of proportion this time. You've become warped by it. Here, have a listen to the titles of some of these sex advice videos. Ejaculation Issues, Sex Advice and Douche Friends. Les Sister Porn, Two Girls, Sex Noises, Meeting Subs. Group Sex, Moab Taters, Ugly Girls, Breaking Up. First Sex Tears, Nice guys finish last. Divorce. Woody finally has sex. Honestly, I don't know who the fuck would have sex with that scumbag. Getting girls, sex, and Mail Monday. And the creme de la creme of the sodden crop, even though we haven't even begun to rummage through the box in its entirety. All sex episode. Laugh out loud. Wow. Fuck you, man. Granted, I'm well aware of the fact that Woody has fans well over the age of his majority audience, but come on, think about it for a second. He knows that his audience is comprised mainly of Call of Duty obsessed prepubescents. He knows that those people will follow him to the ends of the earth because they look up to him. He knows that they're easily influenced and confused at that age. You're not the one to be stepping in and giving them the advice though, dude. Now, I'm not insinuating that Woody is a paedophile or gets some kind of sick sexual satisfaction from doing this or anything like that, because that is one major insinuation, but rather he's just so devoid of all morals and sense that he's become this completely corrupt and irredeemable, bent over, grotesque creature. But hey, at least all those 12-year-olds will know that they may experience first sex tears with ugly girls as a result of ejaculation issues. Laugh out loud, huh? Parents, how can you possibly be comfortable with this? Then again, maybe you didn't even know that a 40-year-old man was discussing all the joys of sexual intercourse with your darling little child until now. In which case, do something about it. Then again, if your child is the sort of youngster who follows Woody's Gamertag, then chances are that you're also the sort of parent who will buy said youngster the new Call of Duty game every year just to keep them quiet, and then moan that they're not going out enough or doing their homework or some rubbish. I'm not pointing fingers or making clear accusations here, but come on, we all know that this happens more than should be legal anyway. Oh man. Where's Batman when you need him, huh? Also, back to Woody, it doesn't exactly help your credibility when you claim with such boldness that women are, get this, a direct quote, built for that. But built for what, Woody? Salsa dancing? Sewing? Beatboxing? Dentistry? Programming crippling computer viruses? No, it's none of these things, dear viewers. For Woody's Gamertag, aka husband and father of the year for countless years running, is actually of the opinion that women are built for rape. Not for playing table tennis. Are you sure? No, for rape. I shit you not. The fucking creepo actually compared a man having the shit kicked out of him to a woman being raped. Specifically, the aftermath and fallout of either of those things happening. He even compared a male being designed to suck on a popsicle to a woman being designed for vaginal sex, putting it down to something that merely happens. Yes, the stupid cunt actually said that. Caution, this might make you itch with anger, but have a listen anyway.
These are the things that, these are the things that make, I think, the rape such a traumatic thing. Not the offense itself, right? Because, forgive my insensitivity here, she's kind of built for that, right? Like, I'm trying to think. Like, if there was hypothetically some kind of offense which involved me sucking on a popsicle, like, I wouldn't walk away really physically damaged. It might fuck with my head, but I'm designed to suck on popsicles, right? That's something that I can do. If there's an offense here that involves a woman having, like, vaginal sex, she's built for that. She's built for that. She's built for that. She's built for that. Right? She does that. That's something that happens.
What? So, by that logic, Woody, if someone broke into your house, tackled you to the ground and proceeded to stomp on your head repeatedly until you were black and blue, then proceeded to do what you consider to be the equivalent to your wife, raping her because women are built for that, then that would give the two of you a right good conversation topic as part of the healing process, because they're practically the same thing, right? How or why someone hasn't actually done that to you, the head stomping, not the ruining of your wife, for your fucking despicable comments and downright idiocy, I shudder to think. I for one would be first in line, let me tell you now, you oozing little pustule. First in motherfucking line. Ugh. As a quick recap, here are the crimes of which Woodysgamertag is guilty. Begging for likes and favourites to guarantee a top spot on the homepage and yada yada blah blah blah. Using his family as a money-making tool. Assigning his army the mission of flagging videos telling the truth about him. Sly, devious, under-the-table dealings and whoring. Giving sex advice to children. I mean, come on man, what the fuck? Built for that. Enough said. Ego! And all the rest, because, of course, like the others, the fountain of fuckery and scandal on his part will never run dry, but what I've covered in this video should more than suffice. Ah, it's all starting to make sense. I know why your name's Woody. It's because you're a dick. A slimy dick. But I'm going to stop myself there, because discussing the best lubrication is more your department, isn't it, Dr. Tatiana? End of. Next up, the final part. YouTube's very own Jabba the Hutt with a beard, who loves sticking his greasy nose in for a leech at even the slightest sign of drama. Wings of Redemption. See you then, everyone. Much love.
Amazing grace. I want people to sing with me too. Amazing grace.